How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Bitcoin has won. It's doing something I think a lot of people are missing. People just don't understand what's happening here, and I think it is very important. It's very relevant for today, what Bitcoin is able to do. So I want to go through that. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. Also, if you want to trade crypto, there's a link underneath the video to CoinW. You can sign up in just a few minutes. You can start trading. I really like trading during the bull markets. I think it's a great time to be trading. I've placed a lot of trades on CoinW, and you can see some are up like 52%, 10%, 10%. So if you want to trade, there's a link underneath the video. They also allow you to get a pretty sweet sign-up bonus. So when you sign up and you start trading, this ends in 4 days. We rerun campaigns like this all the time, but you can earn up to 55 Solana. So definitely sign up with the link underneath the video. If you're going to trade, you might want to consider trading sooner rather than later so you can get in on this 55 Solana. It depends on how much you trade, of course. So I was scrolling through Twitter today, and I don't know if you've noticed, but there are a lot of accounts that engagement farm now. They post random viral clips or fights or something like that, like stuff that's pretty raunchy. There's like a lot of nudity now. I think ever since they moved to start giving revenue on the platform, a lot of people have realized there are ways that you can make a lot of money because you can get people just to stay around for a little bit longer on a video, and then you get 5 million, 10 million, 20 million views. And I've also noticed that businesses are starting to use these kinds of clips. It's quite easy to go hire someone for $40,000 a year and have them repost these clips all the time, put the logo over top, and you might have noticed it. There are a lot of these that are community noted for like illegal ads for stake or for some other, some other kind of online casino. And it's interesting because these videos don't get taken down, but they still have millions and millions of views. And I've noticed too, just on other forms of social media, there are more and more people doing anything to get engagement, to get views, to get notoriety. Like a couple days ago, I saw a video of someone that was literally spraying rat poison on food at the store just to get views. The person went to jail, but it's just fascinating what people are doing, again, to get attention. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize about Bitcoin. Bitcoin has done a fantastic job at getting people's attention. And there are so many different crypto projects that want to do advertising, that try to implement like some kind of interesting staking mechanism or flywheel effect or something like that. But they're all vying for attention in today's world and in crypto. But Bitcoin has cemented itself, I think maybe forever, as the #1 crypto. Maybe there will be something else that garners a lot of attention that eventually flips it. But it is, 4x all the other cryptos, any other crypto. It's more than the rest of the market combined. And it gets so much attention. We'll talk about why that is here in a second. But look, Bitcoin versus the dollar. Bitcoin gets, on average, about the same amount of attention as the US dollar. Sure, there are times where people are looking up the dollar more than Bitcoin, but there are times where Bitcoin's being looked up more than the dollar as well. So I'd say this is fairly similar. I mean, we're talking about the world's reserve currency, the US dollar. Let's actually look up US dollar. I think there are probably less people that look up US dollar. Yeah, they're just looking up the dollar. What about something else like burger? Right? A lot of people look for burgers. Pretty steady, and I'd say it's about the same as Bitcoin. Again, I'm guessing Tesla is higher, but probably in the same realm. Nope, Tesla actually being searched a little bit less on average than Bitcoin. That's crazy. One of the largest companies in the world, one of the most polarizing companies in the world, one that has probably the most, I'd say the most notable car brand of the last 10 years, and one of the best performing stocks too in the stock market, still is being searched less than Bitcoin. And Bitcoin's garnered attention without any marketing team. Tesla also doesn't really have a marketing team, but there's no CEO, there's no marketing team, there's no cost of doing business for Bitcoin, nothing like that. It's amazing what Bitcoin's been able to do, all for free. And I think there are a couple different reasons for this, how they've garnered so much attention. First of all, Bitcoin's very volatile. It moves up very quickly, it moves down very quickly, But generally, it does go up. So people feel like it's a good investment or a good place to save. Also, they're very strong proponents of Bitcoin, either because it's quite volatile and you can make a lot of money, or because they feel like it's almost like a right or a religion, or it is your freedom, basically. Like, there are people that feel an emotional attachment to their Bitcoin or to Bitcoin in general because they feel like it makes the most sense, it's the most intelligent form of money, or that it's the most, the most fair kind of money, where people can't screw you behind your back. If you do everything right and buy your Bitcoin, you just put it there and you know exactly what it will be like in 10 years, maybe not the price, but if you have 5 Bitcoin, you're going to have 5 Bitcoin in 5 or 10 years. You know exactly what the supply is going to be in 5 or 10 years. And because of all this, people have wanted to start investing in Bitcoin. Companies have wanted to start investing in Bitcoin. ETFs have started to put money in Bitcoin. Politicians realize that there's a huge market, a huge number of voters that are wealthy. They're getting wealthier all the time that want a Bitcoin reserve or want Bitcoin rights, and you can get votes for being pro-Bitcoin. And naturally, if people feel like there's, let's say the president, right? We're talking about the president-elect here, Donald Trump. If he feels like there are people that want him to talk about Bitcoin that will vote for him if he's pro-Bitcoin, they turn pro-Bitcoin, or they say that they're pro-Bitcoin, and then I think naturally you kind of get sucked in. You get sucked in because you're talking about it more, you're realizing some of the upside, and that might be the case for other people as well. You hear a friend that continues to talk about it. Eventually, you turn from a skeptic to maybe a believer, and you flip. Or, enough billionaires buy it, and you're like, maybe I should spend my time looking at this thing, and then you buy it, and then you become one of those proponents. It's really interesting, and I think Bitcoin doesn't get enough credit for that, or like people just don't realize that Bitcoin has done this thing. Like, it is perpetually on every single news station all the time, whether it's like traditional news or what I'm talking about more is the financial media. We just had, what was it? One of the CNBC hosts, Andrew Sorkin, say the other day that he likes to look at Bitcoin every day, and he's been what I can tell, a pretty big skeptic on Bitcoin, but he says he likes to look at Bitcoin every day to kind of get a feel for the market. Is it risk on? Is it risk off on that certain day? So it's interesting. Even the people that don't necessarily like Bitcoin, that aren't invested in Bitcoin, still like to look at Bitcoin, pay attention to Bitcoin, see where it's at. And the fact is, too, a lot of people hate it. That's probably another reason why it's garnered so much attention. So many people feel like, it doesn't have cash flow, so why would I invest in it? Or they just don't understand it, right? They don't understand why someone would put money into something that's got no business model, and they just don't see the benefits of holding it. Now, I've talked about the benefits a lot of different times, but they can't wrap their head around it, and they naturally then push against Bitcoin. Or there are people too that realize that there are people like that don't understand it, and while they might not even hate Bitcoin or dislike Bitcoin, maybe they even hold Bitcoin, they'll go out and talk badly about it just to get attention themselves, like provide a counterpoint, or to be skeptical because it helps their own business. So it's interesting. Like, there's so many people trying to vie for attention right now, and naturally, like Bitcoin has thousands of YouTubers, maybe more, that talk about it every single day. Thousands of Twitter accounts, thousands of TikTokers, thousands of people in every single niche that are looking at Bitcoin, analyzing Bitcoin, buying Bitcoin, selling Bitcoin, giving it more volatility, publicizing about it more. Like, if you have not heard about Bitcoin by now, like anyone of like the world that has internet, I think it would be kind of surprising. Again, if you're an adult, you've probably heard the word Bitcoin. I don't care where you are. So it's really interesting where we're at today, and I think this is just going to continue. As Bitcoin continues to get bigger, you can't not pay attention to it. It's its own asset class now. So it's going to be included in more portfolios. It's going to be included in more financial shows. It's going to be used as a bellwether for the market. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Again, if you want to trade crypto, there's a link to CoinW underneath the video. Of course, approach at your own risk, because it's kind of like dynamite, right? Like, you can use dynamite to get work done very quickly, very efficiently, or you can blow your hand off. Same thing with leverage trading. Make sure you understand what you're doing, but you can get up to 55 Solana in addition to any profits that you make on the platform as well, as a bit of a bonus right now. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you all in the next one.